Now, I didn't buy many things off them old infomercials that used to be on TV. But you know them Snuggies off the old infomercials, this right here? Best investment on an infomercial ever. It's your girl. It's your girl. It's Shanti Baby. And look, I just gotta show y'all something real quick. Like, y'all see that? It's Jesus on the neck. Oh my gosh. I just got this. And I've been waiting for it for so long. I'm back. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm here to talk about my testimony. About me. A little more about me. Where I come from, what's been going on, how I came to doing this right here. Okay, so today that's what we're gonna do. As most people, you know, I'm pretty sure if you had $1 every time you heard someone say, I grew up in the church, my family was in church. You know, as a child, we was in church. We be, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, my family grew up in church. My mom and her, you know, all my older family, they was in church, not just Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, my great-grand didn't play. Yeah, so obviously my mom put church in my life. You know, Jesus has always been around, like most of us. That's how it goes normally. Jesus is always with us in the beginning of our childhood. And then as soon as we grow up, get out into the world, I look at it as like, here's God's house, right? And then we grow up in the house, we're chilling, we're vibing, you know, me and God. But then we get into the world, we start seeing like, what's that over there? What's that over there? And God's just like, here they go. All right, you know? And then Jesus is like, okay, well, you know, I'm with you. You go explore, figure things out, all that. But we stray a couple blocks and get too far. And then Jesus just like, I can't be over there. Like, I'm here, but I'm not there. So I'm gonna let you go. And whenever you wanna come back, you can come back on home. And that's how I looked at mine. I was a couple blocks over. I wasn't like out of the state. I was a couple blocks. And then I got hurt and you know, I wanna come home. But yeah, went to church, but it wasn't like consistently every Sunday or like a weekly thing like how my mom was when she was younger. You know, life, work, adulting, but we tried our best. Like I was there a lot. We left that church. I don't really remember. That wasn't really my business. I was just little girl, little Shanti, just going with the flow. As I got older, church started slacking, like as far as life goes, because my mom and dad's relationship was very tumultuous, very toxic. So God even kind of wasn't even around as much with them. Like my mom loves God. Now she's very much with Christ. But back then, you know, loved him, but still life was lifing and he wasn't there heavily at all. It was very much giving lukewarm. Okay. My mom, she was the softer, not soft as in like didn't discipline me, but like not extreme discipline. Like the back in the day discipline. No, she was like the more chiller, softer parent. And then my dad was the more like aggressive, more disciplinary one that got the belt, you know what I'm saying? My mom was the play cards, board games, watch TV, paint nails, just more relaxing stuff. My dad was the pillow fights, run around, water guns, wrestling, Like, my mom liked wrestling too, but he was the wild one, she was the calm one. So it was a nice balance of both worlds. I got a lot of entertainment from my parents. Love. Neither of my parents were really emotional. My mom, you know, she doesn't express her emotions that much. You know, she's really not a crier. I used to make a joke saying, well, she has a iced heart, like, and it just, when she cries, it just drips ice. Like it doesn't melt, it just drips a little bit. I don't say that anymore because that's me, but that was a thing. And then my dad, he was emotional, but it was more like anger. Like I would never see the crying I would see the happy and the fun and the goofy. But when it came to negative, it was just always the anger. And so like with him being the first male in my life and like him being the one that yelled at me and, you know, the discipline, of course, that was what I first got when it came to guys. Obviously, with my mom and him divorcing from his infidelities, that showed me the first type of relationship stuff. So, not the best. So with me being like, so emotional, like a crybaby, I guess, they comforted me, both of them, but just not in the way that I fully needed. So I did always have to console myself type of thing whenever I did get yelled at by my dad, or whenever I didn't get the full comfort from my mom that I wanted, or, I did have to take care of myself a lot when it came to the emotional stability. So that was a defense mechanism, I guess. I grew up a very quiet, soft, sweet, shy. I'm very, very sensitive. I'm still emotional to this day, sensitive. One thing about me, I'm a cry. Okay, and that's just what it is. I wasn't a bad kid. I was kind of just in the background, I feel like now looking back, a lot of my flaws, I was a people pleaser. I was just too nice sometimes, too just letting people walk over me. I got bullied, for sure. Not heavily to where it was like on some super traumatizing type time, but I definitely got bullied because I was a softie. Fast forward all the way to high school. That's when, once again, still not too bad. I didn't like sneak out or drink young or smoke or, hold on. But in party, the only sip of liquor I took was senior year after prom. So overall, I had my friends come over the house when they wasn't supposed to be there. As soon as I saw the bus, my parents are telling me we gotta go. I did little things, but overall, I was chilling. I didn't really care to rebel or do anything crazy. But there was things that I did, and we're gonna get into that as I lead into the negative things that brought me to the dark, okay? One of the main things that I battled growing up, and it's, I'm still letting it go and releasing it. God's clearing me all this, pushing it out to this day. Started when I was in middle school. One day I was walking in the hallway and there was this girl, and I was looking at her butt. And we girls, we be like, oh, she got a nice butt. No, but we be complimenting each other. But I was staring like how boys stare at girls' butts. And, I was, mind you, I'm in middle school. I'm like 12, 11, I don't know. But I shook my head and I'm like, wait, I'm not supposed to do that. That's weird. Don't do that, Hold on, my hair, please. Oh my goodness. And then after that one little moment, I moved on, like 6th, 7th, 8th, going into high school. I was off of it, wasn't worried about it. Started getting my crushes on boys. Started liking the manses, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I have a bad feeling about this.
9th grade came, fresh high school, and I had this friend that I met in between the summer when we moved for like the 5th time. We moved around so many times, and we'll call her Dana. We became close. We met another girl. Her name also starts with a D. We'll call her Dana and Dina. But the second girl, Dina, that I met after my best friend, at the time, she was bisexual. And so, I was like, oh, like, what's that? She taught me, we talked about it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And, we knew about LGBT at that time, knew what it was. But, I wasn't tripping. But then, all of a sudden, then my best friend at the time, Dana, she started liking both. I'm like, okay, cool. As time went on throughout high school, my first best friend was bisexual. The other girl, Dina, was bisexual. My other friend, she liked boys at first, and then she started becoming bisexual. My other friend became bisexual. It was just a string of bisexuality that came. I had other friends that were straight, obviously, and had other groups that I hung out with, but that was my main, like this, like circle. So clearly the spirit that spreads the gay, the spirit that spreads gay was surrounding me. And so remember the moment I said from middle school happened, it went away. What kicked it in again was high school, specifically the girl Dina, who was a heavy influence on me. I was in gym class and I noticed that every time I was in the girls' locker room, I would feel uncomfortable. It was to the point where I felt like I was like a boy pretending to be dressed up as a girl, trying to sneak in and look. That's how uncomfortable it was. I'm not supposed to be in here. I want to look at the girls. I'm ducking. I'm like, oh, I feel mad uncomfortable. And I'm like, what's happening? I hung out with Dana the one time, and she had a girlfriend who I was also friends with her. She was fully gay. We were in my house. We were playing Truth or Dare. And, dare's truth. It was funny, goofy, ha ha, hee hee. Dana dared me to kiss her girlfriend.
Wait, what?
And mind you, I've never kissed anyone before, ever. So I basically gave my first kiss to a dare with a girl. And that's just what it was. It's not something that I'm super upset about anymore. Still a little part of me so disappointed, but it's okay because God's gonna give me a redo of my first kiss with the man of my dreams that he's gonna give me because he's gonna renew and restore. So fast forward after that, I vented to my best friend, Dana. Was it Dina or Dana? The best friend. You follow. I told her, I was like, oh, I like girls. I think I don't know. I like boys, but I like girls. I don't know. Confusion. She basically was like, well, did you ever try anything? I said, no. She said, do you want to try things with me? I'm like, huh? She said, obviously, in the most comforting friend way, what better way to try than with a best friend that you're comfortable with? So I'm like, go. So obviously, with her being my best friend, I'm comfortable around her. We've been friends for a few years now, even though she did a lot that hurt my feelings and I forgave her too many times, but whatever. I did it. And so we tried situations, things, sexual things, and it was just like, I didn't dislike it, but I didn't like it. Oh my gosh. So it just happened. And I moved on because once again, found a guy that I liked, was obsessed, a very toxic, like in love with him, even though it was a love triangle with me, him, some other girl. It was very toxic. But the point is, I went back to the menses because I like menses. My neighbors. Oh my goodness. But anyway, still with 1, 2, 3, 4 girls, best friends of mine being bisexual, it would still be there. It's still there. Like I got influenced already. It's there. But like I said, I was in love with the boy. I ended up losing my virginity at the end of freshman year, which once again, I'm letting that go as well because one day redo of that in some romantic way. But yeah, I lost my virginity when I was like 14 after everybody else lost theirs before me. And I was like, I'm the last one. And it wasn't like, I wasn't pressured, but it was like, oh, I kind of took my virginity as might as well. Like, I didn't take it serious, which, should have. But back to the boy that I brought up a couple times. We'll call him Jay. Me and Jay we were just friends in the beginning when I first met him freshman year. Like, I just liked him as a person. I feel like at that time, looking back, that was my first male best friend. From then all the way up until like senior year when stuff got rocky. We were just friends up until the end. And I was talking to my friends about their virginities, how they lost their virginities, all that. My cousin overheard us and he was like, what? You better not be talking about your virginity. You're not about to lose it to any of these people. They don't deserve you, blah, blah, blah. But then in the same breath, if you're going to do that, do it with Jay. Because that's my bro. I know him. We're cool. We're close. And I'm like, for some reason, I said, okay. I think looking back, our generation, now that I realize it and look back to all the things we watched and listened to and all that, me and my friends were like on the bus at 6 o'clock in the morning listening to Pretty Ricky. If y'all knew who Pretty Ricky is, we should have not been listening to Pretty Ricky when we're like 12, 14, like, no. We watched Jersey Shore in middle school. Like, come on. A lot of sexual influences that I just didn't notice. So I guess that could have been what made me so nonchalant about it. But yeah, we went to my house. It was me, him, and a whole bunch of other friends. It's really weird. And yeah, it happened. And it happened. That was it. After that, like, I didn't care. I wasn't attached on some, oh my gosh, he took I love him, No, I just was whatever. Cool. But what made me start to like him, the bond we built, the friendship, we got closer and closer as friends. That would, along with that, which I didn't realize at the time, attached me to loving him. I loved him 10th grade, 11th grade, Those 2 years, I didn't hook up with anybody else because I didn't care about sex at all, you know? But I was in love with him. And like I said, it was a toxic, he had a girlfriend. Then when they fell out, he would hang out with me, flirt with me, come hang out with me. It was a lot. 12th grade, senior year, we hooked up again randomly. What started my spiral with boys was me, Jay, my best friend at the time, and another boy. We all hung out, kicking it, music, vibing. Beforehand, weeks prior, I noticed that Jay and my best friend, he liked her. Like, he would flirt with her and make jokes. And it's like, even though she was my friend and she tried to respect the fact that she knew I liked him, she would laugh and still entertain the situation. And so I noticed that, but I ignored it because I didn't think, you know, she would ever do anything. And I didn't think he just flirted. He was a flirt. That's all he did. So I didn't think about it. But then that night, while we were all sitting there in front of my face, he had told her that he liked her. And me and him already had this discussion, which is funny how he knows all this. But my whole body went numb. Like, I think that was the first time I ever experienced pain from a boy, like a love pain. I didn't say anything. It was like my ears, when they were talking, walking back home, didn't hear anything. I'm just there. If they would have asked me to talk, I probably would have screamed. I would have freaked out. I would have fought him. Side note, I don't condone fighting. Guys don't hit girls. Girls don't hit guys. You know, we're going to get into a part of my story where I did get into a little, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't condone. But yeah, no fighting. It was just crazy. And I hated him for the whole rest of senior year. Like, until the end. It was bad. But yeah, so obviously my friend didn't date him. She told him, like, my friend literally likes you. I'm not about to do that. Even though she entertained it a little bit, which was weird, but neither here or there. To wrap that up, graduated. The bisexualness is still there in my head, the confusion, but the heartbreak from the boy is now there. So now this here goes the seeking for attention, the rejection, all that stuff that continued on into the darker spiral of when I turned 18 and I went to college. Oh my gosh. I went to college with the mindset of, like I said, bisexual confusion was still there. So I said, okay, I think I like both. So I'm not gonna go to college wilding, but I'm gonna explore my sexuality as far as learning more sexual stuff with boys and also exploring if I really do like girls. Got on birth control for the reasoning to fornicate. Oh goodness. Went to college with that mindset and also to just graduate. I had dreams. I wanted to be a movie writer. I liked writing. So, you know, I had a plan, but also had the fornicating and the confusion on the brain. So I made friends. I didn't think I was gonna make any friends. I was very shy. I was very unconfident with myself. When I met these two girls that were walking on campus after getting, you know, ignored by a whole bunch and almost giving up, I met them, you know, linked up with them after the fact, met other people they were friends with, you know, created a little friend group of like 6 of us real quick. So I was like, oh, cool, I like friends. It was fun. For the first whole like August, September, up until the end of October was fun. Popping, had a good time, was outside, meeting people, drank for the first time. Oh my gosh, I'm drunk, all that stuff that I shouldn't have been excited about. But yeah, it was a vibey. No. At the time, it was fun for the first 3 months. Keyword, 3 months. And then there was a boy.
Oh, here we go.
We'll call him Q. And he hooked up with 2 of my friends prior at random times. Him and then this other boy. The other boy was kind of dating. It wasn't really dating. It was a toxic on and off. It was a lot. He was messing with my current friend at the time in the group. Call her T. One day after a party, she was drunk and she wanted to go hook up with him. And so because there was a boy that lived in the same dorm as him that I was kind of flirting with, talking to, I was like, okay, I'll walk you there because I'll meet the other guy. He called me as we got there, said, oh, I can't link up. I'm busy, we'll hang out another time. So I'm just like, okay. So I don't feel like walking back. So I'm gonna stay in Q and the other guy's room with her. I had no intentions of doing anything with that boy. I was just gonna lay there, go to sleep, while my friend was doing her thing in the other bed. We hooked up. So now at this point, Q has been involved with 3 of us in the friend group. Fast forward, one of my friends, like she wasn't a part of the friend group, but she was my friend, so she was cool with them because she was cool with me. The first girl wanted to confront my friend about hooking up with Q. I'm like, I don't know why. He's not dating either of y'all. This is none of your business. But you know, she agreed, but she wanted me to come with her because she just didn't want to by herself. Came with her. It was supposed to be just her and the other friend, just them 2 and me as a mediator. It was not. Everyone was there. It was basically a gang up. So thank God I was there with her because then it would have been uncomfortable. Who knows what would have happened. But you know, they went outside, had their conversation. We all came back in. There was a boy who was bisexual. I don't know. Because he gave off gay, but then he gave off bi because I don't know. He said, well, I feel like you need to tell us. He tried to basically get her to admit what she did to the group. Once again, she's confused. This is none of your business. I talked to her. That's what it was. And then he said, you say something. And then he pointed at me and said, and you need to say something. I said, me? Huh? What did I do? Mind you, at the time, I did hook up with him. It was just the way they went about it, of insinuating that I did something because they heard it from someone else. Took someone else's word that was so drunk that she didn't even remember what she did. I had to tell her myself. I just didn't like how they approached it. And plus, like I said, I didn't remember fully. So at the time, I was like, nah, what are you talking about? I didn't do anything, da-da-da-da. I was told later that they lost respect for me because I didn't admit something and yada yada. Started being weird. I left the friend group. I got threatened to be fought, twice, even though no one ever touched me. And yeah, that was my first female friend group. So it was like, dang, the first friends that I made on my own, besides my roommate. Shout out to Bree, love you. Lost my main friend group. Then I went the other route that, my mom took as well in her life. She had a lot of guy friends. It would be like her, 2 girls, and then like 8 guys. So that was rubbed off on me as well. I had like 3 sets of different guy groups in that whole span of college, 2 years. So the first group, I gravitated towards them when I lost my main group, besides T, because she stayed around, but she was with them and then with me. It was just, it was awkward. Even though there were female friends around still and girls that they dated or whatever, I was a lot of times alone with them a lot, just me. So it was like I was a little princess surrounded by all the boys that were like my brothers, minus like 2 of them, because one of them I was more friendly with, and then the other one I liked. So anyways, fast forward, the boy that I liked in the group, we'll call him M, he came in the house drunk. I was hanging out with all the guys. So, he was annoying me a little bit. And so when I stood up, he kicked my chair from underneath me. I fell. I could take a joke. I laughed. But they were the type that didn't know how to stop when you weren't. When the person that was the butt of the joke anymore stops laughing, you're also stop laughing. This wasn't the first time that I experienced this, but now that I look back, this was one of the main, huge times. So I was upset. I left the kitchen, sat in the living room, and I was sitting there staring at the wall. And I felt, myself get angry. I felt the anger coming upon me. My eyesight was fading. And I knew that I should have left, but I didn't. So I stayed. I just listened to them. They were playing songs. They were dragging it. They were playing songs that involved falling. Come on, like man. Alicia Keys, I'm Falling. They dragged it. I went gone. My eyes, it was like I couldn't see, couldn't hear. I was gone. I was blacked out. Now, with me being more spiritual, I understand that clearly the spirit of anger, or whatever you want to call it, was in control. I came back. I was in the living room. I heard yelling. I didn't know what happened. And then I'm listening and I heard M say, oh, she punched me. She punched me.
Wait, what?
And I'm like, I punched him? Oh my, I know them, but I don't know them. I need to pick up something to defend myself. What just happened? What they told me after the fact is that I walked into the kitchen, I screamed, turn that music off, turn this off. It's not funny anymore. It's not funny, da-da-da. And then M laughed one last time. My head snapped towards him. And I said,
"And you still think this is freaking funny?"
I cussed, but stomped over to him, gave him a clean right hook, bow, to the jaw. Apparently, I was gonna punch everybody in the kitchen. Like I said, I don't remember. I'm sitting here dumbfounded while they're telling me the story. I'm like, I don't remember none of this. And so yeah, they took him to the bathroom, was like, "Oh bro, you're not about to punch her, so like just go calm down. Like, we're not about to let you hit on her," which I respected because they're the type of men that don't do none of that. Thank God. So yeah, I left, They didn't talk to me for probably like 2 months. Like, it went from them screaming my name in the cafeteria or the union to come over to like when I saw them in front of me, it was like I was dead. I was a ghost. And that hurt me. Even though I did make a mistake, they still acted like I was nobody. There goes the rejection. And from boys, once again, but in friendship way. And plus the boy, M, he forgave me in like 2 weeks. And there was another boy that forgave me, but the rest of them didn't talk to me. M forgave me and then went back to, talking to me, liking me. We hooked up, of course. And then he had the same thing that happened in high school with the boy Jay happened with M, because he admitted to my other friend that he liked her and wanted to date her. It wasn't in front of my face, but it was still a similar situation. So it was just rejection after rejection after rejection. It was always men.
Hey, what's wrong?
I hate boys.
There was a time where they did make it seem like, one of the friends made it seem like, oh, everything should be cool now. You can come up to the house. Everyone's fine. Everyone's over it. So I went and, there was a little kickback going on. The owner of the house, he said there was some drama going on. Can you sit outside for a second while we take care of this? Okay, cool, bet. Me and M sit on the porch and we talk and laugh and joke. And then after like 15 minutes, he goes to check. I'm still sitting there for another 5 minutes and then I hear music and laughing. So I'm like, what's going on? I walk to the back porch. My one friend was either confused that I was there still or while I was still outside. So I go back in, sit in the living room. M comes out and tells me that the owner of the house is not ready for me to be there yet. He's still not over the situation that I caused in his house. But then I put 2 and 2 together, at the time. The plan originally, they were going to let me just sit on the porch by myself until I got the hint to leave. So once again, the brutal rejection of just making me like sit there until I figured it out. I cried, of course. I was told that they didn't care, that they were laughing, and
That's it.
third thing that was, a struggle was my best friend from back home who came to visit me. We started like getting into fights because we were always so attached like this, our whole life from probably like 6th grade. Well, we were friends in the same friend groups, middle school, but like from 10th grade all the way up, we were like this. She was used to me being there whenever, however. So whenever I had different friends, like with that guy group before and my friend T and the other girl group, she was lightly jealous. There was one night we got into a bad argument. 4 o'clock in the morning, we're screaming at each other, like top of the lungs, screaming, fighting. I punched a wall. It was bad. Basically, after all that, I say, we just need a break. I'll see you in like a week or 2, Fast forward, I'm at a basketball game. One of my friends goes, oh, is Lee here? No, what do you mean? No, she's not here. Oh, she's up there with so-and-so, which is one of my other friends. Huh? I turn and look up. Supposedly, I found out that she was here for like a week and some days and did not say one word to me. At the time, I found that extremely disrespectful. I was livid. That was the most anger I've ever been with her, ever. Worse than that night. I was just so angry. Texted her, cut her off. We didn't talk for like a year and a half. So to wrap this up, the first 3 months, 3, maybe like going into the 4th one. Lost my first friend group after the 3rd month. My second guy group that I was the closest with at the time, and they almost left me sitting on the porch in the freezing cold. Lost my best friend. Pretty much boom, boom, boom. As you could probably clearly figure out, I was alone, sad, and that is when little depression started tiptoeing their way into my life. Not talking to nobody. My roommate wasn't there half the time. I was alone. I had no one to talk to there barely. No one to hang out with there. I had no one to talk to at home. I was sad majority of the time. I had good or better moments.
Hey, some of them is floozy. Hey, my idol is Lil Boozy. Wait. I call her soda because she melt and do me.
The few friends I did have left on occasion when I got to hang out with them, I would just drink, party, and hook up with boys, And that's it. It was bad. The first weekend that I ever got drunk, I could have got kidnapped. All 3 times I was somewhat intoxicated. The boys, the rejection of giving myself, because I craved love and affection. I just wanted to cuddle. I wanted someone to like me. But they all just wanted sex. It was always just sex. And so I figured out, once again, I feel like that's when the little Jezebel creeped in too. And it was like, okay, if I'm not going to get the love that I want, I know how to get it. And it's through sex. So I used that to control things as well. It's just, there was a guy that, he had an on and off relationship with a girl. So when they were on, we were just friends. When they were off, we would be more than friends. Obviously, he was gonna lie, but I'm 18. Didn't think that. We hooked up a lot. I liked him, he liked me, but it was another back in the day high school J situation. Ugh, my goodness. She wanted to fight me. Came to my dorm screaming the rumors of, I'm a homewrecker. I despise my whole life, despise cheating. My dad did it. I don't want that. But now I'm a homewrecker. When I wasn't a homewrecker, because I didn't know. I did not know they were together when I did what I did. But now, look where the fornication got me. Oh my gosh. So, I made it through the first year. Grace of God. Didn't even know it yet. And I could have transferred. Could have changed schools. Never went back. But I didn't want to let that school defeat me. I didn't want to let those bad times, make me stop my goal from getting my degree. I was just determined. So I went back a second year. And this time, I decided to move into the apartment. It was great at first. Again, 2-3 months was great. It's the same thing. I'm just having this realization that everything went downhill again in October. What? Yeah, so October hit, the dreaded month, The third friend group that I had, one of the boys that also liked me, so I feel like that was a part of it, decided to not spread a rumor. He made a Snapchat compilation of how to wash yourself. Because there was a party that we were all at when, it's a party, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, we're sweaty, we don't stink, but we're sweaty. He dedicated it towards me, but didn't tell me because I smelled like sweat. Some corny, childish thing. And I didn't find out until a couple weeks after when he was smiling in my face like he was telling my friend. That started all my paranoia all over again, where it's like, he's talking about me. The guys probably knew, didn't say anything. Are they really my friends? Were they laughing at me? I don't know. Are these really my friends? It just started all the stuff in my head all over again.
Here we go again.
So, because I didn't want to relive the year before, I separated myself. I hung out with the 2 girls that were in the friend group with me. And then there was one other girl from the previous friend group that I rekindled with, but really trauma bonded to through trauma. And because I was friends with her and she was dating one of the guys that I also hooked up with in the beginning. It was college. College can be better than this, okay? Don't be like me. Don't be like me. That was it. Those were my 3 friends. That was it. My other friend at the time from back, she left school, talked to her on the phone. That was it. I had good times with the 2 girls that I was friends with and, her boyfriend. But I was still drinking to cope with, things. So my friend offered, how about instead of drinking, and if you don't want to ruin your liver, you hit the blunt. Now, mind you, I've had people around me that smoked my whole life. My friends, I did not care about weed at all. But at that time, I was still sad. I didn't want to drink my liver away. I knew that liquor could kill me. Weed couldn't. So after 19 years of never caring about marijuana or any type of drug, I hit the blunt.
No!
I smoked all the time. And thank God, I feel like my mom was praying for me the whole time I was in college, because as most people know, and if you don't know, that's illegally accessing the spirit realm when you're high. And if you're not prayed up, protected, you can get attacked by demons. And even though, my mom was probably praying for me and all that, well, not probably, she was, one of them decided to still slip through the cracks. A little spirit of lust was definitely there. And, they were there the whole time when I was doing all the other stuff, but it was really here once I started smoking. But yeah, I was sad. I was depressed. I didn't want to drink my life away, so I decided to smoke because I thought it was a better option. And even though I still have funny moments, fun moments with my friends.
This duck is whole cheese and make sausage. Here comes the other one. Oh no. No, I'm not going again.
The munchies and all the stuff. It's not a thing you're supposed to cope with. You need God. You need Jesus. Like, come on.
Would you be willing to resign to remain a better deal?
Throughout all that, it was just, more. I didn't drink as much, but I was still drinking. So still drunkenness, the smoking, the fornicating. I was around a lot of dumb decisions. Like, we was acting like hoodlums a little bit, doing a lot of stuff we shouldn't did, a lot of fights. I witnessed, an abusive relationship. It was a lot. Overall, with the depression on top of that, and with the smoking numbing all of everything, unknowingly the thoughts and feelings started to creep in soon after. So after winter break, and another friend, yet again, left the school. There was another girl there in that group, but we weren't as close. But then there was really just one friend I had left. And I hung out with the other guys here and there. Yeah, I was just there. I was just high, just sad, depressed, just didn't care. It all started to hit the fan towards the end of the year came. There was a party. It was one of the last parties of the year. I didn't have nobody to go with. All my friends were either gone or just out of, at home, whatever. So I drank like this cheap beer and I hated beer, but I drank it. And then I asked like, who wants to go with me? No one really responded. So I was like, okay, I'll just go to the party by myself. I was just alone at the party, just trying to have a good time. Luckily, the party got shut down early. And I sat in my room and I remember I was in the dark, but I had like these blue lights. So I sat there and stared at the big mirror of the closet and just stared at myself. And I knew that was the moment. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna end my life. I sat there staring at myself, contemplating, and I thought about my mom, and then I thought about me. Even though I had other people that would obviously be distraught and destroyed, she was the first person that popped up. Like, I don't want to crush her. I don't want to break her heart and get rid of her, daughter. And then what did I do in my life? I didn't do anything. I didn't graduate college. I didn't get my degree. I didn't start my career. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I didn't do anything. I don't want to die. So thank God, once again, he was there, even though I didn't know he was there. And I thought about all this stuff and I didn't. So I just went to sleep. Continued to get high, continued to just cope. Time went on. April came around, took my finals. Went home. Happiest day of my life. Oh my goodness. Play the clip.
I'm home. Yay!
So, college part, done.
Freaking finally.
Next, from like 20 to 23, I thought that depression was gone. I was at home. I'm fine. I visited the school again because my friend was still there. Partied with her a little bit. Was out clubbing, outside, having a good time with my friends from back home. Went to Philly where my other friend was. Hung out with her.
Fried biscuits. French fries. Fried chicken.
Was having a good, worldly 20-something's life. Don't recommend.
and you'll never guess what happened next.
I met a boy.
Well, this is great. I'm heading home so as not to have to be here anymore.
We'll call him Ra. We met on Plenty of Fish. You know, I don't really recommend the dating apps. God can do anything, so maybe you'll meet the love of your life, but it just wasn't for me. Okay. We became best friends. Started in 2018. We were friends from 2018 to like 2020. All throughout that, we liked each other, but we also, kept it friends. He dated someone, I dated someone, but we were always, we knew what it was without doing it, So we ended up finally seeing each other for the first time in person. He came from where he lives, just instantly, like, it was really our demons, but we just instantly clicked. It was kind of messed up because I was talking to someone at the time, but technically the whole boyfriend girlfriend thing ain't real, but we'll get into that. We linked, we hooked up, we were instantly just as closer than we were. That's when I started to like him, because at first he really liked me, but I didn't want it because I was hurt from past situations, past boys. But then now after that, I liked him. So I wanted him. And he wasn't trying to be with it. He was trying to just be out here doing what he wanted to do. We stayed friends for a little longer. I eventually cut him off because I just couldn't handle the feelings of liking him and then being his friend, hearing him talk about all the girls he's been with and all this stuff. We stopped talking for a little bit. We actually stopped talking 3 separate occasions throughout that whole years of friendship. So we just ended up coming back to each other. But so we stopped talking again. And then he randomly came January 1st of 2021 and said, I want you to be my girlfriend.
Wait,
now
what?
I know that it was only because I was going to cut him off and stop talking to him and go probably find someone else. And it was one of those, I don't want to lose you, but I also don't want to be with you. So I'm going to just say this so that way I can keep you type situations. But at the time, I thought it was real. You would have thought that I would immediately said, yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. But no, I needed a day to think. That was Jesus. That was God. God telling me, no. But what did I do? Even my friends, why are you hesitating? Ain't this the love you like that you want? Why are you hesitating?
Wait.
No, he's telling me no. But I said yes the next day. We ended up dating from January to June. The whole relationship consisted of drinking, smoking, fornicating. And then on top of it, there were times where he was either too high to even want to do anything. So I felt rejected because of that. And then there were times where I would visit and he didn't want to do anything at all. So I was confused. Like, why do you not? He had a lot of girls back in the day. He was a player. He claimed to cut them all off, but I noticed things. I noticed hiding his phone and, him in the bathroom, going to the bathroom, but I hear his phone going off, texting. I saw it, but I just was in denial and just smoked and ignored it. After we came back from Las Vegas for his birthday in May, his cousin 21st came about in like June. You would have thought it was his 21st though, because of how drunk he got. And his best friend had to drive us home back to the apartment. And he was rambling about something. He was upset. I didn't know. He picked up his phone, called some lady. I'm like, who are you talking to? What lady? Who are you calling? It's 3 a.m. So I take the phone. He was a coach. So it was a lady who was the mother of one of the boys that he coached. Okay, cool. But then something told me, keep looking, keep checking. It was Jesus. It was God, by the way. There was over 20 something girls Instagram text messages. I didn't even check his Snapchat. I didn't have to. He's drunk. I can't even have a conversation. Can't even talk to him about it. So went in his closet. So sad. I went in his closet, closed the door, went through everything, sent it to me, and then resent it to him. So when he woke up, he knew that I saw it. I called my mom. I'm like, what do I do? She said, pack your bags and come home because I'm in another state. So that's what I did. I packed my bags and I drove back home at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, as soon as we woke up, texting me, voicemails, upset, crying, yada yada. Before that, I told myself, I would never go back to someone that was cheating on me, da 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 da. Like the saying goes, you never know until it's you. And so I didn't necessarily go back with him, but I did hang out with him again after the fact because he came to my city to try to come get me back and tell me how much he loved me. So I decided to go back and...
I know we're in the club, but like, what the is this? Like, that's broke.
See, if I could be around him and deal with it and take him back. The friendship, situationship between me and Ra got very dark, very toxic. More smoking than the pain, more drinking, we hooked up here and there, but it was just gone. Everything was gone. We started losing respect for each other. The stress from the relationship caused my nervous system to get paranoid, and I hallucinated to where I thought that something was crawling on my eyebrows, and to the point where I scratched it off. There was a big gap. Thank God that it grew back. Because, screaming, crying, just, My mom, she never yells. Heard us yell, heard us arguing, heard the pain, came in snapping. And I knew, okay, if she's yelling, yeah, it's time to wrap it up. That's done. In the midst of our relationship, one of his friends reached out to him talking about he needs someone to help him write this show that he wants to put out. And obviously, with my boyfriend at the time knowing I'm a writer, recommended me, told me, met him. Cool, let's write this. That is where ADR Entertainment was formed. It was an entertainment company. That was the plan to, do music, film, TV, modeling, whatever creative talent you have, we're gonna be there to put you out there. That was the plan. It was me, A. The D was the other guy, and then the R was Ra. ADR. Cool name. It was fire. That whole time I was with him, with Ra, we were in the midst of doing that entertainment company. And even after we broke up, we were still doing it because I was like, I'm not about to let this love and this hurt stop me from my bag and stop me from my goals, of wanting to do entertainment. Once again, was lacking the main thing that I needed to do this. God. But little old me. It was working out great. The first couple months, wrote the script. Once again, my talent, my gift. I wrote that script in a matter of 3 months, 10 episodes, quickly. Got the actors and actresses, got the cameras, we were getting to the point of filming. But throughout that whole process, the D in ADR, he was getting very dictator-like. Instead of it being a trio CEO, he was getting very I want to be the CEO, And he was saying, oh, I tried this and this failed. I tried this and this failed. Being real pessimistic, using his own, old past failures and fear into the situation. He brought one of his friends in who was just an actor to try to be a part of it, who he just wanted to be a butt kisser, to be quite honest. It was just his fear, Things were getting more hectic. There was a lot of tension between him and the director because I guess they had a pass. He had a lot of animosity, held on to things. So anyway, things got worse. I got frustrated. I said, canceled one of our meetings. We all need to talk, figure this out, or else I'm going to take the script and walk. Because there were no legalities in this yet, except for maybe the first episode you gave me some things to tweak and edit. So it's my work, so I'm going to take it and go on my way. He called me at 3 a.m. to when I was texting him wanting to leave. And he basically was like, you can't leave. And I'm like, why? It's not like I don't have a contract. He's like, but there is. And I'm confused of what he's talking about. He basically told me that behind me and Ra's back, he copyrighted the entire show, all 10 episodes under his name, not mine, that he was the writer. And then he copyrighted the ADR logo, company title name, that he's the owner. It's his company. Behind our backs. Just stole the company from me and Ra and stole my script. When I tell you that pain was worse than my breakup with Ra, the friendships, the college, I was broken. I went to my mom crying on my knees. He stole my script. He stole what I created. And at the time, with me not being with Christ as strong as I am now, I let him steal my desire to write because I completely lost my trust. I didn't care about writing because the first time I decided to put something out and people liked it, I finally gave myself to people to express my writing. It was ripped away from me like that. And the way he, maneuvered the conversation was very manipulating. Very, oh, well, I didn't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. We're friends, but this is also how business is. No, this isn't how business is. This isn't how good business under God is. This is the devil. And not to say he is, but he's very influenced by him right now. And that's not what I signed up for. So obviously I left. So yeah, I told everybody that was a part of the company of what happened. There was a big meeting without me and Ra because he didn't like what happened and left and stopped talking to him, obviously too. He tried to lie his way out of that meeting because Kay recorded it and showed me and Ra what happened. And, ADR was done.
And cut. That's a wrap, everybody. Go back to your trailers.
I hope that he comes to Christ. I hope that he gets healed from all his traumas. Because I realized, it was just our demons liked each other. The toxicity in ourselves liked each other. We had good moments. I genuinely had love and care. I still care about him.
How you feeling right now? I can't breathe. I'm very straightforward and very blunt. I've always been because I grew up in a family that was very structured. It was very religious.
You put that on backwards, though.
And I'm glad.
The third thing that happened in the midst of all these things together was, once again, the old friend, Lee, was back in my life. After the first time I came back, I left college. We rekindled our friendship. We're friends for a good, 3-4 years. We were good. She was still in her dark with an ex-boyfriend and boys and we both bonded with our own situations too. We both had the demons. We both had rejection. We both had the drunkenness. We both had that. The jealousy, the being upset that I wasn't there at the beck and call again and when she needed me. Because it was always, I'm a bad friend because I don't answer her phone calls. But I'm busy. I'm doing my company. I'm with my boyfriend. I'm busy. And she's upset that I'm not there all the time like I used to be. And so once again, it spiraled. The relationship started to get very there's the tension. We were only happy around each other when we were intoxicated, drunk or high. And I noticed that. And I had mentioned it to her and she completely got defensive, her battle with herself, I understand. But yeah, that friendship ended again. So to wrap it all up, in 2021, I lost my relationship, my first ever boyfriend ever, being in love, wanted to get married. I'm not even a person that wants to get pregnant. I want to become a parent, but I want to adopt. I don't really want to go through childbirth. Almost I wanted to have kids with him. Lost my starting career of the ADR thing and wanting to write. And I lost my best friend. And then the next year, lost my other best friend from Philly. So in the span of going into 2022, that first year and a half months, lost every piece of thing that made me happy. Once again, here comes depression. It's not funny, but it's true. But it wasn't for too long that depression was around because that was really God. That was God wrapping up everything that needed to be wrapped up. So that way I can make it to where I'm going. Because it's just interesting how all of that happened. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. That was God. He allowed me to go through the boom, boom, boom of the hurt and get me to this place where I'm low. So that way, when I finally get to that place, where else can I go? At him. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, my God, glory! 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 Glory!
I was back in that place where I just didn't care. I was just sad about life. I got to that point where I just didn't care. I didn't care about my birthday. I didn't care. I just didn't care. I was about to turn 25. I had no care in the world. But I was kind of hoping that I just went to sleep and just didn't wake up. And it was I was mad every time I woke up. Imagine that. God literally puts his breath in us every day. Like when we breathe, that's saying, y'all, you know how beautiful that is? And I was sitting here mad that he was waking me up. I'm sorry, Dad, I'm sorry. You already forgave me, but I'm sorry. It got to a point where, you know, I broke down. Like I was crying. Like I sat on my computer, I put on some music. I just cried. Just cried and cried and cried. And I didn't say it, but I feel like in that moment, Jesus heard my heart and knew like, this is the opening that I can come to her. Cause I talked to myself in the video. I was like, never again. We're never getting hurt like this again. We're going to be okay. Keep fighting. Don't quit. Like, I didn't say, I guess, you know, Jesus, come help me. But in a sense, I feel like that was the moment where he was like, I'm gonna come help her. Like, this is it. And yeah, that's when I feel like he came. Eventually, after like, I don't remember how many months, but eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep waking up clearly. So I might as well find something to fill my time. And so I started drawing, started watching TVs, like all these shows I used to watch back in the day, my childhood, you know. I just found ways to entertain myself, to not think about the fact that I don't want to be here, you know? So yeah, filled my time. And while I was doing that, the angels was moving, the angels was working. As I got more into the drawing, I realized, you know, I wanted to start my own clothing company. Just popped up in my head. At first, I called it Love Lust because it was based off of the fact of the stuff I went through from college and how I craved love. It's something like craved love, but the lust was what tried to fight, you know, overpower the love. But remember, the love is still there. And like, there's like a balance between love and love. Something like that. It was just, you know, now that I think back, not really. But it was motivational for me at the time. So yeah, after doing all that, I went on a grind. I got motivated, you know. I had some money. I came into some money from my uncle. Shout out to him. And I literally spent it on a heating press. I bought t-shirts. I ordered the cutouts of my drawings. I went hard and I made samples, templates of my shirts. But then, you know, money slowed down because, you know, I'm not working at the time, you know. But I gave that all to God. I stopped caring about the money. I stopped caring about it and I just let it go. So all this time, God's just moving. All of a sudden, gave him the worries about the money, gave him the worries about my sadness, gave him the worries about my friends, gave him the worries about the love. I stopped caring and he started coming to vibe with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he started moving with me. I'm still going through my ups and downs with my emotions, the anger. I went to therapy. Got some help from a lady. Thank her, I appreciate her. Because she definitely unlocked a lot of things that helped me come closer to God, come closer to growing and healing. But yeah, I was going through my ups and downs, crying, sad, still drinking, still smoking, you know. But not as much. After that, it's like a blur because the stuff that Jesus does, like the stuff that God does whenever you're just like, kind of just letting it go and letting him work. I don't remember. Like, I just don't remember all this stuff. It's just, I'm just happy now. I'm just good. So as I was going through that crying, dark stage, my mom was trying to fix it and help me, but she couldn't. So she knew the only thing that could help, she noticed, is when she said, let's read the Bible. Like, let's just read the Bible. So we did. And every time I read the Bible, after we kept going, it made me feel better. I just stopped crying. Everything's good. So that was the routine. I would be okay. I have a moment, read the Bible, feel better. Be okay, have a moment, read the Bible, feel better. My mom will always bring the Bible whenever she couldn't do anything herself to comfort me. And that just shows, oh my gosh, that just shows that the whole time, like, God was the thing. He was the thing, because that's the only thing that made me stop crying was him, the Bible. Oh my gosh.
A little longer than a few minutes later,
I went upon myself to every time I got upset, I would ask my mom, hey, let's go read the Bible. So it went from her offering to me wanting. Oh my gosh, It makes me so happy talking about it. I noticed that, there was a Bible that my dad had left whenever he had moved out years ago. And I started reading that, and obviously opened it, Genesis, right when God first did his thing. He did that thing, created everything. And I just was like, wow, this book, first of all, the Bible ain't just a book. This got some things. Like, this is some tea. This is some life. This is him. Like, this is, and then people, oh my goodness, they crap. Start reading about everybody, Moses, Noah, golden calf, the Mosaic laws, Jesus, not Jesus yet, not yet, but God, fighting the battle, the walking around 6 times, 7 times, shouting, whole thing fell, went in the fight, hell, but oh my goodness, it was just like, wow. But of course, the King James version, it's a little complicated, so I was like, Ma, I'm reading this, but I'm gonna need like the other version because I like this. Like, I like reading the King James version because it gives some spice, but I just need to understand it. But my mom surprised me and took me out. We got my own Bible. Actually, I'll show you. This is the Bible. So yeah, this is the Bible. And so, like I said, I started reading again and got into it, read more and more and more. Right now I'm on like Isaiah, so still got some left. Crazy thing is though, a lot of my inspiration for the shows that I write, the movies that I wrote, is from dreams. I dream a lot of the stuff. Like, I have over like 10 different things that I've written, and even more than that, off of just dreams of little things, little pieces, or lengthy stuff that I'll just write down, start writing about it. So sometimes that happens with music too. So I dreamed about this melody that I liked. And so when I woke up, I was like, I want to make a song. So I called it Clarity. And it was like on some clarity. Oh, I just need some clarity. Free my mind, ease the pain, clear the storm, something like that. And so when I opened up my Bible for the first time when I got it, I promise you, I kid you not, this is what happened. It opened up to the part, it's backwards, but it opened up to the part that says clarity. Look, I labeled it. July 30th, 2023. Clarity! Oh, when I tell you I was dumbfounded, that's God. That's Big J!
Hey, my God, glory!
Oh my goodness, I love him.
Glory!
But, I was still getting attacked. I was still going through my battles. Because, when you start getting better, the other guy. Of course. Hater. Anyways, so there was a random day, just went about my day normally. I don't even remember everything. But when it came down to go to sleep, I think I was waking up. Like, it still happens, but I'd be waking up between the hours of 1 to 3, 4, whatever, because I'll get anxiety attack. And so I put on this old Pixar movie, Ratatouille, to fall asleep, too, because that's what I did. It gave me comfort at the time. It still does here and there. I still do that. And one day that night when I was going to sleep, I heard the enemy. I heard his name, just whispered strong in my head, like loud, like a whisper, but a strong whisper. And then my whole body froze. I couldn't move. I was laying on my stomach. I could not move at all. Obviously, I freaked out because that never happened to me before. And I heard his name, and it's like someone was forcing me down, pushing me down. That was the enemy or his people touching me. Like, he came. Oh no! So it didn't last for that long. It lasts for like 5 seconds. I don't even know, something like that. I immediately, and that's how he thought he did something, because he was scared that I was coming to Jesus, and he thought he did something. But I immediately opened the Bible. My Bible was right next to my head. I sleep with my Bible next to me. Opened it up.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. And Daddy, help me.
Basically, that was the first time I experienced sleep paralysis. Like, the enemy touched. Ugh, nasty. Like, And because he knew, oh, she's about to leave me. Yeah, and did, because you ran me right to my dad, right to my God, right to Jesus Christ. I went to my mom. You know the same feeling that I described whenever I told you about the ADR thing and D stealing my writing career like 3 a.m. Yeah, the same feeling of me coming to my mom crying on my knees, like dropping down to my knees, was the same feeling I felt at this moment, because it was the same thing. The enemy used to steal my writing inspiration from me, and then he used himself or his goons to try to scare me off of my walk with Christ. But he ran me right into his arms. He ran me right into God's arms. The devil is a liar. The devil is but yeah, drew me closer to Jesus more than ever, because Daddy, don't ever let him touch me like that again.
But anywho,
yeah, although I feel like Jesus came and really came to help me back that day when I was broken down, really broke down crying. This July 30th, 2023 was really when I started. I repented. I said, Jesus, I need you. I want you. I need, oh my gosh, I repent for all my sins. I'm gonna walk with you. I'm gonna change my ways. Save me. And on July 30th, 2023, that's really when Jesus was really here with me. Save me. And now we're a big J, like I'm saying, you see, I got Jesus on the neck, like I said. So yeah, now I'm here to where everything's changing. It's when they say you change without realizing you change, it's really true. I used to be a sailor mouth. Don't cuss a lick unless I'm really mad. And even when I'm really mad, I still try to hold it in because I don't want it. Don't care about sex. Don't care about drinking. I drink non-alcoholic drinks. Me and my mother both got delivered together. In fact, we're both walking with Christ at the same time. She used to love drinking. She used to be we used to call her the heavyweight drinker. I'm so mad that we called her that and put that on her. We neither of us drink non-alcoholic drinks. I don't smoke. I don't care. I don't care about nothing. When I tell you all my stress is gone, sometimes I'll be dramatic. Sometimes I'll be emotional. Sometimes, when the warfare comes and I just, things happen. Yes, of course. But the main burdens, tuck your teeth. Music. Music was my life. I got a tattoo. I have a tattoo on my back that says music is life, and it's headphones with the cord, but it's a heartbeat line, which is crazy because the fact that I put music over God is crazy. Changed my music, changed my, my clothes. It's just, Jesus is really God. Okay, I was doing puzzles. Jesus be helping me with puzzles. We be doing puzzles together. But we be doing puzzles together, but there was a puzzle piece that was gone. Prayed about it, went about my day. 2 hours later, my mom's sweeping. She freaks out. Shanti! I instantly knew what it was. I said, the piece! And I ran in, the puzzle piece is on the ground. Didn't see it, wasn't there. She said, there's no way. Lost another piece of that puzzle a couple weeks later. Prayed about it. Literally 4 days passed. I was upset and was about to give up on the puzzle. I literally looked to my right, casually, and I looked over there. Because I looked over there, there's a puzzle piece. And then get to the very end, lost one again. Jesus, please do it quick. 30 seconds. There's so many things, the dreams, the revelation. It's just, Jesus, God is real. Jesus is alive. God is here, okay? He is here. And y'all, I just want everybody to understand this. I want everybody to feel it. Everybody possible. I just want y'all to feel him, feel his love, feel his presence. I just want y'all to go to heaven. I just really do. Even I don't know y'all. I want y'all to be in heaven. I want to meet y'all in heaven. I've never been happier. I'm still going through my journey because I'm a baby with this still. But even with being a baby, I'm just, it's great. I love Emma. There's a lot of pieces that I probably didn't add. For a while, I was one of them astrology gals. If you know, you know. If you don't, I will make a video on it and tell you. I had a necklace that had my name, Ashanti, and then I had one that said Cancer for the zodiac sign because I was born in July. No!
Absolutely not.
No. Nah. That's why you see who's on that neck. Nah. You see who's on that neck. Nah. Ah. There's some pieces. And I'll if it comes in my head, of course, throughout the stories in the other videos, I'll tell you. I'm just walking with it. I'm walking with it. Walking with the gang. Walking with Jesus. I'm just walking with Jesus. I'm with God. I'm with God. Holy Spirit is here. He talking to me. We communicating. And it's just great. So that is my testimony, y'all. That was long. I'm gonna hate editing this. That's all I got, y'all. That's my testimony. I'm with Christ. My mom's with Christ. My dad's gonna come. My family's gonna come. Everybody gonna come. And I need y'all to come. Because I want to be with y'all in heaven. Thank you for watching, for listening. And Jesus loves you. The good news is that he died for our sins because one sin equaled death. But he paid the price and he became the perfect sacrifice. Died, rose on the third day. And now he is the savior to bring us to heaven. And if you be with him, then you're gonna go to heaven. So I love y'all. I can't wait to see a lot of y'all in heaven. And I hope you like the video. Like, share, subscribe. And I'm gonna see y'all another time.